Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Karina Challenge Volume 3 video. Today we are going to tackle Brotherhood of Mutants. So the name of the challenge is Band of Mutants and we're going to take the right side with Kraven, Scorpion, Ikaris and also Penny Parker. This is a very quick overview. If you will need three champions are really good for the right side. It can be either Hercules or the Cosmic Ghost Rider, or if you don't have both of them, you can also go with Guillotine 2099. It will cost you around 5 to 6 revives, and if you heal, you will need 12 of those healing pots, and there are some boosts as well. Now, there are different counters. I'm personally going in with the team of Juggernaut, Scarlet Witch, and also Magneto. You can go with others as well. Those are the Brotherhood of Mutant champions that you can use. And if you want to do double objectives, if you want to do Helmut Air and Band of Mutants together, go for an all Juggernaut team. If you want to do alternate Avengers and Band of Mutants, you can go with Rogue and Scarlet Witch with either mix of 3 or 4 star champions. That will work out really well. Now, before I jump into it, for the masteries, I am running Ouchie masteries until I get to Overseer, and after Overseer, I'm gonna change back to non-suicides. Now, for the first fight with Hercules, it's all about trying to dump your power as quick as possible, and the hard part will be to dance around when he goes unstoppable and has those evade charges. Other than that, pretty simple fight. Just do not push him to an SP3 and try to keep him Dormammu to an SP1 and SP2 only, and you should be able to put in enough damage to bring him down to at least 5 to 10% in one go. If you're not able to do that, you can restart the whole quest, or you can even game crash and go back in again, whatever you feel is right. I am running quite a few boosts here because I just want to blast through the first 4 champions. So yeah, as soon it goes into unblockable mode at 1% HP, you go ham and you try to do as much damage as possible. One quick note is that you will need 3 buffs on you to do any kind of damage to Dormammu. You can either get the placebo buffs on you, or you can also use an SP1 with a backdraft intercept, and that will give you 3 critical buffs as well that can help you do damage to Dormammu. Next fight is going to be against a bishop. Now with bishop is not a difficult fight. All you need to do is to hold your block and let him come into you once he has 1 bar of power. And you can either reparry, or you can wait for him to throw a heavy attack just like that, and you can retaliate and push him to an SP2. Once he has an SP2, bait it out, wait for the animation for him to pull back his hand, and while he throws his hand forward, you dex right there and you will get a good dex there. You will only gain power when you are nearby him, so just be wary about that. So try to nuke him down as much as possible. And with 1 or 2 SP2 or with 1 or 2 revives, you should be able to bring him down easily. I've also soloed him as well with this Hercules as well. So again, all depends on RNG and how you with the SP2s, you should be able to take him down. This is the most annoying fight in all of the first 4 fights. That is going to be Crossbones. You have to make sure that you parry 3 times so he shrugs them off and gets a fury, because you cannot do any damage to him unless he has 3 buffs on him. So once you have 3 furies, then you start attacking him. I would also suggest, if you're going to use a Hercules here, make sure that he's healed up to at least 7 to 80% so you can do some damage, and you can throw your SP1, get those critical buffs up, and then you can throw an SP2 during the immortality phase, and that you can do a good chunk of damage. If you start with 20% health only, it won't be enough and you won't be able to kill him off. So I hope that helps. Other than that, it's pretty self-explanatory fight. Just biohazard, be wary about that. At 1% you can easily kill him off with an Hercules and with some good boosts. And then before the portal, right before we get into the real fights, there is an Overseer now. He has an encroaching stun on him, so Hercules is the perfect counter because of his strength charges. Whenever he'll be stunned, instead of getting stunned, he will remove one of his strength charges, so he's a perfect counter here. And also with the SP1s, he gets True Sense, which it renders him immune to or resists any kind of auto block, so you can just use your SP ones only and you can do a lot of damage. And once you go unblockable, you can always use your SP2 as well, it won't be auto blocked. Now, after the portal, once you have changed Hercules out for another champion, in my case it was Scarlet Witch. The first fight is going to be against a Kraven. Now I'm going to use a Juggernaut here, and the main goal here is to keep pushing him to an SP2. What really helps me here is the Nullify from Juggernaut on his basic attacks. There is, I think, a 40% or 20% chance that he will nullify the opponent. That pushes him to an SP2, and I can keep doing that on repeat, and I can push myself to an SP2, and with all of those unstoppable charges, I do a lot of damage. Only thing you need to learn is to do the right type of spacing, not to get ensnared, and also try not Kraven not to push to an SP1. So those are the few things you need to take care about. It does take one or two or sometimes three revives to learn to learn the whole process on how to do this fight, but it's worth it. In the end, you are able to take him down quite easily. It's a very manageable fight. If you don't have Juggernaut, you can also use Scarlet Witch. She works really well here. Also, Rogue is another option, but you have to play really, really well with her. And the easiest fight in this path is going to be against a Scorpion. I'm going to use a Magneto, and because Scorpion is a metal champion, his ability accuracy will be reduced by 85%. And I'm also running 3x3 pacifies. What I'm trying to do is to make sure that I parry him by the time the timer expires, and I don't take half of my HP as damage. So this fight went really well. I did it live and it went really well. I was able to bring down Scorpion easily. So just two things you need to take care about. One is to make sure that the protection is down all the time. You can just use parry and heavies and then your SP3. Even if after SP3 he gets like a protection on himself, you can always use a parry and heavy again to remove protection. So at least he can take the 100% damage of the shrapnel at the end of bleeds. And it will take you around 4 or maybe maximum 5 special 3s and you will be able to take him down. That's one of the easier and quicker fights. I am just going to skip ahead here because it's just parry and heavy and SP3s. I'm quickly going to skip ahead and show you the last 15 to 16%. Again, waiting for an SP3, knocking him down, and this was a solo for me as well. Now, this next fight is going to be against an Ikaris. Now, this is a very annoying fight to deal with. Your best options here will be your Scarlet Witch or Scarlet Sigil Witch. They will work really well. If you don't have them and uh, you really have to, if it push comes to shove, you can also use Professor X. I used a Juggernaut, and what you see here that he's at 93% health, and I was able to take him down with only without any revives from here on onwards. So what I did is, as soon as he comes down from his SP1, I swipe back once and I use a heavy attack that always connects. Then I try to hit him in his block just like that, so he has 10 of those charges that gives him power. Push him to an SP1, bait it out, once back and then hit. That takes away the protection, and I slowly build up to an SP1 and SP2. I try not using your light attacks or the medium attacks because of the power sting you will get on yourself. So it's a very, very slow fight, and I had to like pause this fight twice during live stream because I wanted to take a break because it was getting too much. But I was able to get down 95% of his health in one go, and because I've removed the suicide masteries and I am running willpower, I was able to heal up my Juggernaut to full as well. So all in all, it's not a difficult fight with Juggernaut, but it's a very, very long one, and it will be very annoying to do it just with Juggernaut. You can go with Scarlet Witch and you can go that route as well, but with Scarlet Witch, you might not be able to solo. One or two revives might be there, or three, but with Juggernaut, there is a potential to do a solo as well. So going through my strategy, I'm gonna wait for him to throw a SP1 here. As soon as he shoots down, one swipe back and heavy attack, the protection is down. As soon as he dashes in, SP2, there you have it, that's the damage. And I'm gonna rinse and repeat that. Wait for the SP1 again. You can hit in the block just like that to give him power. And SP1, there we go. Again, wait for him SP1. As soon as he shoots down, one swipe back, heavy attack, and you can keep it disabled. And you can also use the light attacks when you are able to get to an SP2 faster, but I tried to play safe just to save quite a lot of units and revives. I was having a very bad I was having very bad runs before, but this was my best run where I used only around 17 revives and I'm able to get through it. Most of it were used on Thanos. So this is the end of the fight. I'm still doing the same thing. Took me around 35 minutes to finish this one guy off, but I was able to. Again, goes up. As soon as he comes down, use a heavy attack, and I'm gonna hit him in his block so I can give him an SP1 again. That will give me another opening, and rinse and repeat on that. I am able to bring him down. And the final fight on this objective is going to be against a Peni Parker, this annoying kid. Now I am using a Magneto here, so here this fight cost me around 5 to 6 revives because in the beginning I made a mistake. I was concentrating on getting my prowesses and power up at the same time. What I would suggest for this fight is to make sure your Magneto is always full health, you're not running any kind of suicide masteries, and you just slowly build up your SP3 first and try to keep the shields down. It might be a slow and annoying fight. If you get an opportunity, make sure to throw an SP3 with 40 prowesses. The two of those SP3s are able to kill Penny Parker off, but the hard part is to have 3 bars of power and not hit her during her shield so you're not power burned, and then building up those prowesses to 40. So there's a lot of things that need to go right, and top of it you have to stay close to Penny so at least you are not losing health because of the degen. But when it all comes together, it is quite rewarding. You will notice here I am just slowly building up my power. I am not caring about the prowesses right now. I am trying to get the shield down because I know I will get an opportunity to build up my prowesses, and I just need only one SP3. So there's a lot that needs to go right in this fight. Again, going in, remove the shield. Now I'm going to get an SP3 after this. There we go. And because of the power lock, sometimes you won't even gain power. But the good part is because of being a metal champion, a lot of these nodes will not work against you. So again, very slowly building up to an SP3. Now, again, there's a shield up, so I have to wait for the shield to drop. So it gets really annoying. When I did my first path with Eternity of Pain Acceptance, I tried to rush through this and it cost me a lot of revives. One thing I've learned with the comments from you guys as well, thank you for that, is I have to really slow pace the fight and need to find my opening, and I will be able to lose a lot less revives. So that's what I did here. I got to an SP3 here. Now my whole thing is to build up those prowesses as much as I can and then throw that to do the maximum amount of damage. So I think I was able to throw here uh, SP3 with around 30 prowesses, I think. So yeah, that I was able to do a good chunk of damage to Penny Parker. So to be honest, this is probably the easiest Karina challenge I had. Next one I'm going to do is going to be with alternate Avengers, so stay tuned for that. And let me know if you have any questions. I know everybody's asking for a guide for Thanos. It's also coming up. I'll be putting it up soon because now I've done with 4 challenges and I know the boss fight much better. So yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. And apart from that, I hope you all have an amazing day and I'll see you next time. Bye.